hopefully now the whole video will be recorded. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about tonight is this question about, is a breakdown necessary in order to get a breakthrough? And what do I mean by that? So this morning I was listening to Ray Higdon, as I often do, and he was talking about a chapter from Ryan Holiday's book, Ego is the Enemy, which is a really good book, and I really recommend it. And he was talking specifically about people who needed to go through some sort of devastation or humiliation, as he put it, in order to actually make big changes and be able to achieve what it is that they wanted to achieve. And he spoke specifically about his own life, which I'm not going to repeat his stories here. You can go and follow him. He tells his own stories. But the point is that Ryan Holiday's book, Ego is the Enemy, is like I said, it's a really good book, and I recommend it. And it's about people who were high achievers but struggled with their ego, and how an ego eventually led them to a downfall. For example, somebody like Howard Hughes, who was quite the egomaniac, and a few other examples. I mean, the book is full of historical examples, which is really cool, to compare different generals in U.S. history, and which ones were, had trouble with ego, and which ones were humble enough to have a good life and not allow their ego to push them into stupid things. And Ray was specifically talking this morning about various characters that Ryan Holiday talks about that really had to go through some sort of really bad time, and before they were able to make a breakthrough. And it really had me thinking about this because, for all of us, as long as we're comfortable, we aren't willing to make a huge jump and really make changes in our lives. So it's really sometimes might seem to be necessary to actually have a breakdown before you can have a breakthrough, or feel what, as Ray calls it, a punch in the face before you're willing to make changes. For example, for myself, I know that with my health, I've had an autoimmune disease for a long time, over 30 years now. And I always knew that there were changes I could make to my lifestyle that would make it better. But, you procrastinate, you don't want to do it, things taste good, until finally I was at the point that I was going to have to go on kind of medicines that I did not want to have to take, kind of medications that were, I know, have cancer as side effects and just all sorts of unpleasantness. And so that's when I made the decision to really change my life and change my lifestyle and bring myself into a situation where I no longer require these medications. Not making medical claims, just telling you my own experience. And by taking on certain lifestyle choices, certain supplement choices, I have really been able to bring myself to a place where I do not require medication in order to have a good, energetic, healthy, happy life. But I really had to go through a really bad spot of really thinking I was going to have to take this horrible stuff, which is really bad for you. It destroys your immunity, it's bad for all sorts of parts of your body, and it costs a ridiculous amount of money. So, because it's not covered by, by Manitoba Health. So it was like a breakdown at that moment to realize that I really needed to change my lifestyle. And so I did that. And so that's just an example of the sort of things that really sometimes, if we're comfortable, we're just not going to make the changes that we really need to make. So sometimes we need to get really uncomfortable. Ray talked about devastation or humiliation. And sometimes people say you have to have a breakdown before you can have a breakthrough. And God knows, breakdowns are not comfortable, but we have to be uncomfortable. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about this. I actually have more stuff that I wrote down about this, having to do with what Ray said, what Ryan Holiday said, my own thoughts. If you would like to know more about this, just drop me a message and I'll be happy to send it to you. So, have a great night. Remember, I love you. Talk to you again soon. Bye.